morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the Swananoa Valley. My name is Lughnasadh, and I'm on the Board of Trustees. So here on Montreat Road, we are a welcoming congregation, standing together on the side of love and justice. Let us walk through this life with open hearts and open minds, and as one of my favorites, we do not have to think alike, love alike. So first things first, please silence or turn off your cell phones. And I'd like to welcome our visitors. It's our tradition around here, welcome first and second time visitors, or those who just haven't been here in a while. So we invite you to stand if willing and able to introduce yourselves and tell us where you're from. So I guess I'll start on this side.
Hi. Oh, okay, go microphone. Hi, my name is Michelle Lumen. I'm from Lammas, Virginia. I go to the Northern Unitarian Universalist congregation out there. And I'm just visiting Montreat for the weekend, so I was like, I want to go see another UU congregation. Thanks for coming.
Hi, my name is Margaret. I'm a visitor from Sarasota, Florida. And I belong to the Lutheran Church in Sarasota. So, like Michelle, I thought I would come and visit while I'm here, enjoying the cool weather.
Anyone else on the left here? All right, how about the right side? All right, veterans. Thanks for coming back. I'd also like to take a moment for our land acknowledgement. We take the time to remind ourselves that the land we're currently on is native land. We respect and value the people and culture of the land that was taken. So UU-CSE acknowledges with respect that the land we are on today is the ancestral home of the Cherokee and of other indigenous people. The Cherokee, through stewardship, understanding, and conservation, survive and thrive in this land. We acknowledge their enduring connection to their homeland. Also want to point out on the back of the handout, there is the 8 Principles of Unitarian Universalist. So definitely a good read there. For announcements, the announcements about the happenings in our congregations and community can be submitted to be added to our weekly newsletter, The Current. And also, please check out the bulletin board in the back of the lobby. So let us take the time we spend together in this place to make us braver, more compassionate, and wiser than we arrived here this morning. Now let our service begin. And I hand this off to Peggy Moore for our teaching today.
Thank you. I want to welcome you today to we call it a Celtic ceremony. It actually is much older than that. It's the pre-Celtic. It's called Lughnasadh or Lammas. And so we're here today to celebrate the harvest and honor that. And so as we begin our service, we'll light the chalice. This was made by the Malia Women's Collective, and some years ago, and was given to the Sahara Peace Choir to represent and honor the women of Palestine. So we're burning that candle today for that purpose. And then we'll light the harvest candles as well as we move into our ceremony and appreciation and honoring of Lammas. Thank you. So as we do with all Celtic ceremonies, I just came back from Ireland. I arrived last Wednesday from Ireland. I've been there many times, and it's a part of my ancestral heritage, but it's also a part of my spiritual heritage. And so as we do with all Celtic ceremonies, we start with calling the directions. And so if you would like to join me, you can stand or sit if you prefer. and we'll open with those directions. I always start in the center and end in the center to honor the oneness. And so we say, thank you, Divine Light. Thank you for Mother Earth. Thank you for all that we have here. Thank you for the beauty. Thank you for all of the elements. And return to the east. The east is the direction of sunlight, the direction of illumination, and we call on the ancestors to illuminate our path, to illuminate the direction that is in our highest good as we move forward in this life. And we say thank you to the east. And to take a quarter turn to your right, facing the south. The south is the direction of love and laughter and joy and rhythm and dance. It's a direction of celebration, a direction of honoring the earth and all of its beings. We thank you, ancestors of the south. We make a quarter turn to the right, facing the west. The west. The west is the direction of the setting sun, and as we go into darkness, we are invited into introspection, to sit in the darkness in the Black Bear's cave, to sit and listen to the teachings of the ancestors, filling us with the knowledge that can help us along our way and teach us to remember who we are. And we say thank you. Quarter turn to the right, to the north. The north is the direction of challenge, the direction of awakening, and the ancestors of the north call us to stand up as warriors of the heart, to remember who we are, to take the challenge, to take the information and the knowledge that we gained from the West, from the ancestors, and transmute it into wisdom consciousness so that we may live in harmony with Mother Earth and in harmony with our divine purpose. And we say thank you. And coming back full circle to the center again, I say thank you to the sun and the moon, the stars, our planets, the Milky Way. And I reach down toward Mother Earth and say thank you for giving us life here on Earth. And I end by saying, Aho, Ashi, Amen, blessed be, Alhamdulillah, and so it is. So welcome this day. Welcome to our ongoing ceremony throughout the morning. And we're going to start with hymn number 66, When the Summer Sun is Shining. Oh, please stand if you're willing to.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with this, but I'm going to play through it once the first time.
coming of autumn as we go into this season of harvest. And fitting along with the theme of summer, we are going to have something that's very typical with a Celtic celebration, music and dance. So Maggie O'Neill is going to perform Summertime for us.
Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy and your mom is good looking. So hush, baby, one of these mornings, you're gonna rise up then you spread your wings and you take to the sky. But there's nothing can harm with daddy and mom.
Thank you. That was beautiful. We have a responsive reading today, and these are words that were taken from some of the writings from the Temple of Error, which is an Irish-based organization that I'm a member of, and on our last day in Ireland, we spent the entire day with some of the members of the Temple of Eru in ceremony at a place called Ishnok, which is not only the geographic center of Ireland, but it is the heartland of Ireland, the spiritual center of Ireland. And so I was very happy to be able to spend time with those women. And I thought it was very appropriate to bring back some of their words for you as we do this responsive reading. So from the insert, as we partake in the fruits of the seeds planted after last winter's dreaming, it is our prayer that this harvest is rich and abundant. May we give gratitude for the beauty that surrounds us, for the resilience of nature and life. And as we celebrate this harvest time, may our gratitude create a heart resonance that pours out into humanity. It is the intent of the Temple of Eru that we carry Mother Earth's sacred dream in our hearts. And that we begin this gathering today with the sacred dream. Remembering Earth's gifts, the wisdom of our ancestors and the elder race. May we open into the song line music that Earth births. Beautiful words. And so as we contemplate on those beautiful words at this time, we are open to you coming up for your joys and concerns, to either light a candle or place a stone in the water. And we would like to come forward to do that today. concerns or joys that you're holding in your heart. I put the stone in the water and honor you and your thoughts and your concerns. And as we contemplate on those joys and sorrows, we go into a brief meditation today, looking inward, thinking about the harvest, thinking about the seeds that we've planted this past year, and those seeds are now coming into fruition. The seeds of food are the seeds of our thoughts and actions. So if you will hold in your heart the thoughts of those seeds that are manifesting, looking for what you need to release, and looking for the joy in what is helping you move forward. So we go into a moment of silence. And we say thank you to the Divine Light for bringing us here today, for sharing this time together. And as we go into the offertory today, we will be guided by yet another dance. And hark. Yeah. So we have Harp by our magnificent Linda Messer and Leah to dance for us today. Thank you. That was so beautiful. Thank you for your gifts this day.
I didn't put this intro in the program. I'm Linda Metzner, the music director, and we're so happy to have Peggy Moore presenting her sermon today, and together we put put together this Lammas celebration. Peggy Reader Moore has spent her life studying and teaching spiritual development and meditation. Her connection with the earth called her toward Celtic and Egyptian spirituality. She recently returned from leading a pilgrimage to Ireland and held ceremony for the group with an Irish medicine woman, Trish Cameron. In September, she will teach an online course on Celtic spirituality. She also leads sacred tours to Egypt, where she has a home and a spiritual center. Information about her healing practice, educational work, and spiritual travels can be found on her website, MotherEarthSacredTours.net. Thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you, Adelinda. So, in the hallway, we had put in the bulletin, if you brought any non-perishable items, there are boxes out there to collect that, and we'll take those to the Swan Christian Ministry in honor of the harvest. It doesn't have to be a food item, but it's in honor of that, so that we give something to those who are less fortunate than we are. And also in the point there is a little box of sheets of paper, so if you are interested in signing up on my mailing list, you can just take that with you and go to the website without having to remember the wrong name of the website, MotherEarthSacredTours.net. I'm so pleased to be here today to talk about Lughnasadh, which is also known as Lammas. Lammas received its name at a time when, of course, the grain was coming in, and as the grain came in, loaves of bread were made, and those loaves were blessed. And so the name actually, Lammas, translates to loaf mass. So the loaf is blessed in a mass during that timeline. I call the same day Lughnasadh because that's what the Irish call it. I'm so deeply connected to Ireland that I have to go by Lughnasadh. That name came from the Celtic god Lugh, and the celebration came from Lugh's stepmother, who in the storyline, long ago, way back in history before the Celts, Lugh's mother cleared the land, cleared the trees so that the people could learn to plant and move from hunter-gatherers into farming and stay in one location for longer than short periods of time. So as Telut, his foster mother, as Telut was clearing the field, she prepared the soil, had it ready, presented the grain, and as she finished clearing enough area for farming, she collapsed from exhaustion. And she called to her son Lugh and asked him to honor her because she was dying, to honor her death by celebration of the harvest every fall, to every year bring together people to celebrate, to come together for storytelling, for song, for dance, for festivals, for swapping goods, and for hand fasting, and any number of beautiful, wonderful, exciting things that happen at Lughnasadh. So that's where it gets its name. It was a gathering of the tribes, because at that point in time there were tribes throughout Ireland, and so they all came together at the center, at Ishnok, which is the spiritual center of Ireland. The tribes would all come together to celebrate together for Lughnasadh in this early August. This event in the origin would last for about 2 weeks. Today we've we brought it down to one day, to August the 1st, but it really, in reality, is celebrated pretty much from the new moon to full moon, sometimes, depending on how the year goes, it's a full moon to a new moon, but in that time period around August. So we're not today on August 1st, but we're in Lughnasadh season. So the legend of Tilut and her dying is related to the sun goddess giving her life for the people, clearing the forest, dying of exhaustion, so that the people could have a better way of life. So she transfers her power as the sun goddess into the grain itself to continue life. So we have a dying, self-sacrificing, and resurrecting goddess of the harvest who dies for her people so that they may live a better life. And with any Celtic ceremony or celebration, we always call the directions. And so I want to speak for just a little bit about those directions and what they mean, as well as the elements that we work with the directions. So the center is about gratitude. The center is about being thankful for understanding that it is a gift to live here on Mother Earth. And it's our responsibility to honor that gift and to give to Mother Earth and treat Mother Earth appropriately. What we seem to have today in this era of patriarchy are even laws that harm Mother Earth. We create some that help Mother Earth, but just as many of our laws and certainly Earth. And so our job to honor Mother Earth. And then in the east is the direction of sun. The sun rises in the morning. We know it doesn't really rise, the earth turns, but we call it sunrise. And the goddess, again, transferring her power into the brain and sacrificing herself is where we give the gratitude for new hopes and new dreams and ideas that have emerged from you, from your heart, because you were planting those seeds earlier this year and waiting for the sun to come and illuminate those dreams and hopes and wishes that you had either consciously or perhaps unconsciously, because when we think about things, we put that into action. So as we look toward the east, we're looking at those seeds that we're planting, the seeds that we're putting into motion for our lives to celebrate who we are. And so this is a time for us to really begin to look at that, to be grateful for the opportunity that we've had for planting those seeds, and to make an effort in the future to collectively plant seeds that are helpful to Mother Earth. And so look at how your seeds have developed this year. And then in the south, the direction of the south is this direction of love and laughter and joy, but it's also the direction of creativity. So what have you been working on creatively this year? Your projects, relationships, anything that you've had a hand in making a change or building something new. What are those things, and how are they bearing fruit in your life? What do you feel really good about that is coming into manifestation? And what are you seeing, wondering why and how you brought that into your life? And do you need to let some of that go? Because they're not helpful for you anymore. So the South is a good time to really look at that joy and laughter and beauty, but also to look at what drags you down and find ways to begin to change that pattern. And then in the West, so the Celts and the Irish in that tradition say that on any of these holy days, these 4 that happen throughout the year, the veils are very thin between this world and the other world. It's said that the fairies venture out into the human world. And at Lughnasadh, it's a very, very good time for them to come out and play around and be joyful. You know, most of Ireland is Catholic, and they really shouldn't be believing in fairies, right? So if you say the word fairy in Ireland, they'll say, oh, no, the little people. Don't speak their name. If you don't believe in them, why would you do that? So the legend of the fairies is alive and well. And so in the West also is representative of water. So in our watery consciousness and unconsciousness, we look toward our emotions to see what we've planted again and looking at how it's impacting us. So the West is an area that it calls us to look at what has not flourished. What did we set forth that never came to manifestation? Looking at that and considering, first of all, do we need to continue in that direction? Or do we need to correct things that blocked us from manifesting our dreams that would have come to manifestation in the West in this time of Lammas? Ask yourself what you have knowingly or unknowingly contributed and what changes you need to make for next year's planting. And in the North, the North is a wonderful direction. It's the direction of challenge, which can be a little bit difficult, but it's the direction of celebrating who we are. It's the direction of finding the courage to stand up, to be who we came here on earth to be, to really become one with that divine purpose that we have in being here on planet Earth. So in the North, we are encouraged to acknowledge who we are and become warriors of the heart, rather than floundering around. Truly take your creativity, take the light from the East, the creativity from the South, the introspection from the West, and put it all into manifestation, to stand up to be who we truly came here to be, to support others. So the North has to do, it represents the element of the earth, and the rocks and the minerals and the creepy crawlers and the worms all kind of go underground as we get to winter. So they get plowed under, and so it's time to look at what's closing in your life. So now, just at the beginning of autumn, is the time to really reflect on what you've manifested. And as we get to winter, which is Samhain celebration, look at what things are drawing to a close in your life, and what are you ready to let go? What is in your best interest to let go? And then with the medicine wheel, the spirit wheel, we come back to the center. The center where the goddess offers you the gift from within. The reward of all your efforts and labors for this year's cycle. And asking that sovereignty, the goddess, to find the courage, to help you find the courage to stand and hold out for the balance, because we are out of balance right now in this period of patriarchy. So what can we do to hold it in balance? What can we do for Mother Earth to enrich her and help her be all that she can be? So we also, in this same timeline, hold for the awakening of the sacred masculine, the sacred warrior, the father, the walker of the heart light. So all of that together is a part of the medicine wheel. The Celts call it the spirit wheel, bringing it together and looking at your life as a journey, each and every cycle around the spirit wheel. And so as we look at the elements, looking at the east, which represents or corresponds with the air. So take a breath in, breathe that air in, and let it out. And send your hopes and dreams and wishes into the air. And then we go to the south, the direction of fire. The fire is a double, it's a place to burn away what you need to release. But it's also a fire of creativity to help you lift up, stand up, become all that you can be. And then in the west is the water. And the water, like the air, is so much a part of us. We breathe in air, but as you breathe out, you breathe out moisture. And so our bodies, are a very large percentage of water. So we put our prayers into our hopes and our dreams and our prayers into water, connecting with the water of the earth, but it connects with us inside as well. And finally, the north is corresponding with earth. And so I suggest that as you muse your way through this celebration of Lughnasadh, that you think about what you might want to do to connect with the earth. I mean, bring a plant indoors in a pot of soil so that you're closer to the soil, even in your house. Or perhaps take a special item and bury it in the ground. Give it to Mother Earth in a way of saying thank you. And so I thank you today for coming here, for being here, for being a part of this journey of Lughnasadh. And I hope that you will take these words with you and celebrate the harvest. Bring it into your heart and share it. Transmute the love in your heart into love for the others around you. Thank you very much. So our closing hymn is number 51. If you are willing and able, please stand. And this is the Lady of the Season's Laughter. Again, such an appropriate song for our celebration today.
Again, I'm going to play through it for those who are not familiar. And in between each verse, there's a little break you'll see at the beginning.
directions and release all that we have called in. And so we start in the north and say thank you to the ancestors of the north who come and blessed us with this joy, with this understanding, with this opening. And we say thank you for coming. And to the west, we say thank you all the ancestors, the beautiful beings who've walked us into introspection this day so that we may look more deeply at ourselves, at our hearts. And we say thank you for coming today. And in the south, we look into the joy and the laughter and the creativity of all the beings that have come to guide us this day. Thank you for shining the light upon us, the light of joy and love and laughter, the light of creativity. Thank you. And to the east, we say thank you. Thank you, ancestors, for bringing the light, for illuminating our pathway and illuminating who we are so that we may open our hearts to receive the joy, to receive the beauty of the directions of the east and all the directions around. And we come back to center and say thank you, divine light. Thank you for holding us. Thank you for guiding us. Thank you for showing us the way. Aho. Amen. Blessed be. Hamdulillah. And so it is. Thank you, everyone, for being here today.
How are you? Say hi to Tom.